You woke up this morning with 3 new mosquito bites. There's a fresh ant trail marching across your kitchen counter, and last week you spent $30 on a spray can that lasted 4 days and left a chemical smell that made your kids cough. Here's what nobody is telling you. The most effective pest killer in existence is sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now. It costs less than $1. It has no toxic fumes, it won't harm your children or your pets, and the pest control industry has spent decades making sure this information stays buried, because the moment you find out, you never buy their products again. And if you use this the wrong way, even slightly wrong, it does the complete opposite of what you want. It actually attracts more mosquitoes directly toward you. More ants into your kitchen. We're going to cover exactly why that happens, what the correct method looks like, and why getting this wrong is worse than doing nothing at all. Why store-bought sprays fail. Let's talk about why commercial sprays are a treadmill you can never get off. Most store-bought insecticides are built around synthetic pyrethroids or DEET-based compounds. They work, briefly. But here's the problem. Mosquitoes and ants are among the most evolutionarily adaptive insects on the planet. Their reproductive cycles are short, their populations are enormous, and they develop chemical resistance shockingly fast. Studies published in journals like PLOS One and Parasites and Vectors have confirmed that mosquito populations in suburban environments are building measurable resistance to the most common commercial repellent compounds. So every season, you need a stronger product, and every season, that product costs more. But before we even get to resistance, let's talk about what these bites and stings are actually doing to your body. Because most people underestimate this completely. A mosquito bite is not just an itch. Mosquitoes are active transmission vectors for dengue fever, which causes such severe bone and muscle pain that it's clinically nicknamed breakbone fever. They carry malaria, which still kills over 600,000 people globally every single year. They transmit chikungunya, which leaves joint inflammation that persists for months after the fever clears. And in several regions, West Nile virus, which in vulnerable individuals causes neurological damage that does not reverse. One insect, one bite, that is your entire exposure window. Ants are no different. People dismiss ants as a minor inconvenience, and that is a mistake. Fire ant stings induce anaphylactic shock in roughly 1% of people stung, a reaction that without immediate epinephrine can be fatal within minutes. And even the common house ant you're ignoring on your kitchen counter is carrying salmonella and E. coli on its body, picked up from drains, garbage, and soil, and depositing it directly onto the surfaces where you prepare food. These are not nuisance pests. They are active health threats operating inside your home every single day. Now, back to why the sprays fail. Ants operate on a pheromone trail system. You spray the visible ants. You kill 20. But the queen, who can produce up to 800 eggs per day, is untouched underground, reading a chemical map that tells her colony exactly where to reroute. You didn't solve the problem. You slightly inconvenienced it. What you actually need is something that disrupts biology, not just kills on contact. You need something that interferes with the respiratory systems of insects at a cellular level. Something that destroys the exoskeleton of ants and disrupts the carbon dioxide detection sensors mosquitoes use to locate you. And that compound exists. It's been studied since the 1920s. It's in your kitchen right now. It's baking soda, sodium bicarbonate. The same thing sitting next to your baking powder in the cabinet, and it costs about 70 cents a box. Here's the science behind why this is genuinely lethal to insects and not just a folk remedy. Baking soda is a fine alkaline powder. When insects, particularly ants, come into physical contact with it, it disrupts the waxy lipid layer coating their exoskeleton. That layer is how insects regulate moisture inside their bodies. Once it's compromised, they desiccate. They dry out from the inside. It's irreversible. There is no resistance adaptation possible against basic physics. For mosquitoes, the application is different, but equally elegant. Mosquitoes locate you by tracking the carbon dioxide you exhale. When you create a baking soda and acid reaction, specifically baking soda and white vinegar, it produces a sustained release of CO2 that acts as a decoy trap. Mosquitoes fly toward the CO2 source, land, and encounter a surface that destroys their ability to fly and eventually kills them. You're not repelling them, you're hunting them. Now here is the precise method for each problem. For ants, mix 2 parts baking soda with 1 part powdered sugar. The sugar is critical, it's the bait. Ants cannot visually distinguish baking soda from powdered sugar at a particle level. They carry both back to the colony as food. The workers consume it. The baking soda reacts with the acidic fluids in their digestive system, producing gas they cannot expel. The colony collapses within 24 to 72 hours, including the queen. Lay this mixture along every trail you see and at every entry point. Use a thin, consistent line. You do not need a large amount. For mosquitoes, take a dark-colored plastic bottle or bowl. Dark attracts more mosquito heat signatures. Add 1 cup of warm water, 2 tablespoons of baking soda, and 3 tablespoons of white vinegar. The reaction will begin immediately and produce CO2 for approximately 2 to 4 hours. Place this near a doorway, a porch, or the perimeter of your yard at dusk, which is peak mosquito activity time. Refresh it every 4 hours during peak season. The mosquitoes are drawn to it, land on the residue inside the bowl, and do not leave. For indoor mosquito pressure, place a shallow dish with the dry baking soda near entry points. Its alkalinity disrupts their landing behavior near human skin. Most people who try this go straight to their kitchen, grab the first white powder they see in a box, and use it. And that is exactly where everything falls apart. Baking powder and baking soda sit right next to each other in almost every kitchen cabinet. Same size box, similar packaging, and they look completely identical, but they are chemically opposite in the one way that matters here. Baking powder is a compound mixture. It already contains a dry acid and a starch. When you use baking powder in the ant mixture, the acid is already partially neutralized. The reaction in the ant's digestive system is significantly weaker, and the desiccation effect on the exoskeleton is nearly zero. And here is the part nobody talks about. Because baking powder still contains starch and residual sugars, it does not just fail, it works as a food source. You are feeding the colony. You are feeding the queen. And she is laying 800 eggs a day on the nutrition you just handed her. That is not a hack. That is an infestation you personally funded. Always use pure sodium bicarbonate, plain baking soda. 1 ingredient. The label should say nothing else. The second mistake applies to the mosquito trap, placing it in a lit area. Mosquitoes navigate by contrast and avoid strongly lit zones at night. A bright porch light next to your CO2 trap actively repels the very insects you're trying to attract to it. Place the trap in a darker shaded zone near the perimeter. Let the CO2 do the work, not the light. These 2 adjustments are the difference between results in 24 hours and personally making your pest problem significantly worse. You've been spending money every season on products engineered to need replacing. The solution has been in your pantry the entire time, and it works better on a biological level than most of what you'll find on a store shelf. Try this tonight. The ant mixture takes 2 minutes to make. The mosquito trap takes less than 1. If this was useful, subscribe, because every week I put out content on exactly this kind of thing. Home solutions that work, cost almost nothing, and for some reason never make it into the advertising you see every day. The next video covers the one plant that repels every mosquito within a 30-foot radius, which landscaping companies actively discourage you from planting because it reduces their annual spray contracts. That video is already up. It's right there. And it's just as free as this one.